Imagine high-ranking U.S. military leaders in March 1962 sitting around a table and carefully drafting detailed plans to carry out fake terrorist attacks on American soil, including blowing up ships, hijacking planes, and staging incidents in U.S. cities, all designed to look like the work of the Cuban government, so the United States could justify a military invasion of Cuba. This was the content of a top-secret memorandum known as Operation Northwoods, prepared by the Joint Chiefs of Staff. In early 1962, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, chaired by General Lyman Lemnitzer, created a document titled Justification for U.S. Military Intervention in Cuba. The memo was sent to Secretary of Defense Robert McNamara on the 13th of March 1962. It contained a list of possible false flag operations that could be staged to create the appearance that Cuba had attacked the United States. Among the proposals were sinking a U.S. ship in Guantanamo Bay and blaming Cuba, staging the hijacking of civilian aircraft, blowing up a U.S. ship and fabricating a list of casualties, attacking and sinking boats carrying Cuban refugees, and orchestrating terrorist acts in Miami and other Florida cities that would appear to be carried out by Cuban agents. One idea involved staging a "Remember the Maine" type incident by destroying a U.S. vessel in Cuban waters. Another suggestion included using friendly Cuban exiles dressed in Cuban military uniforms to stage attacks on U.S. targets. The stated purpose of these staged incidents was to generate public outrage and international support that would allow the United States to launch military action against Cuba. The plans were part of broader discussions about removing Fidel Castro from power during a period of high tension. Following the failed Bay of Pigs invasion, the document recommended that the Joint Chiefs of Staff be given responsibility for both the covert and overt aspects of any such operation. President John F. Kennedy ultimately rejected the proposals. General Lemnitzer was later reassigned from his position as chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. The full memorandum remained classified for decades. It was declassified in 1997 as part of the Assassination Records Review Board's release of documents related to the Kennedy assassination. The document first received widespread public attention in 2001 when ABC News reported on it, and the National Security Archive published the full papers online. Operation Northwoods was never implemented. No attacks were staged, and no American civilians or military personnel were harmed as a result of this specific proposal. The memorandum stands as a documented historical record of ideas that were considered at the highest levels of the U.S. military during the Cold War. The declassified papers provide a detailed look at the thinking and planning processes inside the Department of Defense. At that time, historians continue to study the document as an example of contingency planning during a tense period in U.S. Cuba relations. Sources include the declassified 1962 Joint Chiefs of Staff Memorandum on Operation Northwoods, ABC News reporting from 2001, and Wikipedia's entry on Operation Northwoods, which summarizes the primary declassified documents. All are publicly available for verification. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And please subscribe and follow to see the next story.